The AussiePod is another self-contained batch composting system. It comes in two options, one with chamber screen, one without chamber screen. I'm showing here the one with chamber screen. People will ask, what is a chamber screen? Well, a chamber screen is the flap in there that stops you from looking directly into the compost before you use the toilet. So all you do is, as you sit down, you reach behind you, or before you sit down, and you open that flap. When you're finished, you close that flap again. The unit without chamber screen is exactly the same, except that it doesn't have this knob and your chamber screen, and it's obviously a bit cheaper. You use it very much like a normal toilet, so you do your number ones, your number twos, your toilet paper goes in. After each use, you put in a cupful of covering material, and that's after each solid deposit, that is. The liquids percolate through the compost and then drain out at the back through the excess liquids drain, which usually then terminates in a Sika trench or similar. When you start setting up the system, it's very straightforward. You lift off the lid, set it aside. You put in about 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters of your covering material, like your peat moss or wood shavings. Peat moss is best. Into the container at the front. The composting container is made in such a way that you have this baffle here, which keeps the solids in the front, and then the liquids drain around the back. There's a comb filter, and then your drainage hole, which drains outside. A good feature of the system is that this drainage hole closes when you lift the container up, and the cause of this is your rocker valve here, which is actuated as you put this container back in situ, and up it opens. The system has an internal fan here. It's a 12-volt fan. It comes with a 240-volt adapter, of course. The way it works is you use the system until one container is full. You lift the container out, you put it outside, and you put your lid on, and there's also a strap provided, so you strap it up, and so it's child-proof. You put your empty container in here. The rocker valve has minimized any spillage in the transit. You put your peat moss back on, about 2 to 3 centimeters. You put your lid on, and you've exchanged your container, ready to go for the next use. It comes complete with everything that you need to set it up. It comes with a moisture trap here, so the moisture doesn't go back down, the condensation moisture back into the fan, vent cowl, etc. The whole thing, the only thing you need to think about is purchasing some 100mm vent pipe locally. It's a beautiful Australian-made product. It's a bit taller than other composting toilets, which means that you have just that extra height between the seat and the compost, which some people really like. It just sort of adds a bit of confidence to the whole thing. It's got a slow close, very good quality seat there, and as a little feature, it also has a child seat, so if you have children, they can use that. If you don't have children and this bothers you, you can just take it out. But it's a beautiful, locally produced system. The AussiePod looks fantastic.